When life hands you lemons,
Make lemonade?
no. First, you roll out a multimedia campaign to convince people lemons are incredibly scarce, which only works if you stockpile lemons, control the supply, then a media blitz. Lemons are the only way to say I love you, the must-have accessory for engagements or anniversaries. Roses are out, lemons are in, billboards that say she won't have sex with you unless you've got lemons. You cut De Beers in on it. Limited edition lemon bracelets, yellow diamonds called lemon drops. You get Apple to call their new operating system OS Lemon. Little accent over the O. You charge 40% more for organic lemon, 50% more for conflict-free lemons. You pack the capital with lemon lobbyists. You get a Kardashian to suck a lemon wedge in a leaked sex tape. Timothy Chalamet wears lemon shoes at Cannes. Get a hashtag campaign. Something isn't cool or tight or awesome. No, it's lemon. Did you see that movie? Did you go to that concert? It was effing lemon. Billie Eilish, OMG, hashtag lemon. You get Dr. Oz to recommend 4 lemons a day and a lemon suppository supplement to get rid of toxins, because there's nothing scarier than toxins. Then you patent the seeds. You write a line of genetic code that makes lemons look just a little more like tits, and you get a gene patent for the tit lemon DNA sequence. You cross-pollinate, you get those seeds circulating in the wild, and then you sue the farmers for copyright infringement when that genetic code shows up on their land. Sit back, rake in the millions, and then, when you're done, and you've sold your lempire for a few $1 billion, then, and only then, you make some fucking lemonade.
Yeah, man, this devil, he wages psychological warfare on a completely different level, okay? That's his lot, to be a master deceiver. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. The first precept that we're going to get, of course, is Psalm 64 and 6. It says, they search out iniquities, right? Iniquities is sin upon sin, perpetual sin. They accomplish a diligent search. They come up with all kind of plots and ploys. I believe when you go to Proverbs 16 and 4, let me go there really quick. We'll come back. Or is it 4 and 16? I always get these two mixed up. Yeah, it's 4 and 16. When you go to Proverbs 4 and 16, it says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. This man can't get a good night's rest unless he's done some evil, unless he's attacked the nation of Israel in some way, unless he's accused the nation of Israel in some way. They lose sleep over. They lose sleep over, whether they committed enough evil. This is their lot. So when I seen that clip, I don't know what show or movie it's from. That's a very on point illustration of the lengths this Edomite will go to forward his agenda in the earth. The lengths he'll go to deceive people into being in agreement with his way. All right. Let's go back to Psalm 64 and 6. It says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Okay, now I'm going to go read it in the GNT. Bear with me really quick. All right. Same verse in the GNT. It reads, they make evil plans and say, we have planned a perfect crime. The human heart and mind are a mystery, but the Lord understands the mystery. Okay, and everybody's going to be rewarded as their work shall be. So when you talk about iconoclasm, okay, the deceiving of the whitewashing of history via the Renaissance period, when you talk about the defiling of the food, all right, what you put in your body, you basically dictates your productivity. So you're always feeling lethargic and bloated, brain fog. You're full of parasites, having these cravings that go against, your spiritual production. I'll say, it's their heart is deep. They've every facet of life. They've come up with a scheme to hold you back, to stifle you. The poisoning of the minds. From the time you're a child, you're in this devil's school system, being reprogrammed to think like him, to acknowledge his way, and to clear him of any guilt. You'll learn about history, you'll learn about how he did all these things, but you're taught to clear this man of all the evil that he's done. You see, it's sadistic, it's wrong, but the Lord is going to make it right. And it's divine intervention that we even have the understanding today. But it's also prophecy that we would have this understanding in this time. All right, now I want to go to Psalms 5 and 9. I'm going to read that in the GNT as well. All right, it reads, "What my enemies say can never be trusted. They only want to destroy." So understanding the scriptures and understanding who the wicked is and how they operate, it allows us to see through a lot of deception when it comes down the pipe. Even more so when you have prophecy of what the Lord is going to have happen. You can see through, the plots and ploys. You can see through, any high level deception they're going to come with. Because you got to remember, they still got Project Blue Beam. They still got this technology they have on the back burner, so they could come out with a whole entirely different level of false flags than we probably even think possible. But because we know prophecy, we're not going to be deceived by those things, because we could sit there and say, no, the scriptures say it's going to go down this way. When the Lord returns, it's going to look like this. This is what's going to be going on. This is what the Lord said. So we're not going to be able to be fooled by the witchcraft, which is heavy in itself, having this knowledge. It's a big deal. All right? Psalms 5 and 9 once more, it says, "What my enemies say can never be trusted. They only want to destroy. Their words are flattering and smooth, but full of deadly deceit." All right. Bear with me really quick. Got a couple more precepts. Like I said, this won't be long. I seen that clip. I said, man, let me just put it in the lesson. I just wanted, Salaki for that. Kids in the background getting disciplined. All right, so we can go to Isaiah 29 and 15, but I want to get that in the GNT as well. So this is Proverbs 29 and 15. All right, it reads, "Correction and discipline are good for children. If they have their own way, they will make their mothers ashamed of them." Oh, Salakia. I'm talking about Proverbs. It's Isaiah. Yeah, guys, I had a long day. Salakia, bear with me. Isaiah 29:15 in the GNT. All right. Okay, it reads, "Those who try to hide their plans from the Lord are doomed." And this devil thinks he's come up with these plots and ploys to forward his kingdom and make it, everlasting. But the Lord has actually put him in a trick bag. Everything he's planning to do, the Lord already wrote down for him to do it. The entities and powers that this devil thinks he's calling upon actually work for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua on the left-hand side. So he's really just in a trick bag. So, there's no scenario in which he wins. All right? Isaiah 29:15 again in the GNT. Those who try to hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they're doing. And even now, man, the prophets are cross-examining all the things that they do, putting them on blast. You have those of their own people called whistleblowers who put them on blast. The whole world is making inquisition of the wicked, okay, as it talks about in 2nd Ezra 6. Let me actually go get that. I wonder how that reads in the GNT. Bear with me while I pull that up. And we'll close out on that. Second Ezra 6:18, it says, "It is time, the time is near, when I will come to judge the people living on earth. I will punish those who have hurt others with their injustice. Jerusalem's humiliation will come to an end. And this age, which is about to pass, will have the final seal put on it. Then I will give the following signs, and the books will be opened across the sky for all to see." So in the KJV, it talks about inquisition being made of the wicked. All right. So the Lord says he's going to punish those who have hurt with their injustice. So it's going to be proven that these people were not fit to rule. And that's already been proven. But it's going to be settled. So as the judgment comes upon them, everybody's going to know why. So, yeah, this man, he's a master deceiver. Nothing he says is to be trusted. The only thing that can be trusted is what the Lord has said. Okay, which is why it's important to understand prophecy and the Lord's program. All right, so Abarat Zah, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.